The fiends must be driven back.
Phil Kohler, this game's so good, I feel like I'm losing my mind.
It's dark. It's the dark. It's how can you see anything? This is the
Apo-
darkest dungeon.
Apologies to everybody watching this video for it's hard to see because how goddamn dark the damn thing is.
It's so dark.
This is Darkest Dungeon. It is it out yet? Is it still yet to come?
It's out the day that we were recording this, I believe.
Okay, terrific.
So
that means everybody...
in early access, I should say.
It means you don't have an excuse to not play it. Because, Phil, I picked this up because I saw you on the tutor say that it's like an early GOTY contender. And I got to say, I thought you were, just being Phil, pulling a Phil. Saying that something is good when it is actually quite bad. But this is actually a very good game that I've been enjoying a lot. Do you want to sort of break it down for folks what they're looking at here?
Yeah. So the goal of this game is you're leading. Oh no!
Well,
you're leading this party of adventurers in this sort of dark fantasy world. You're exploring these 2D spaces, and you're going to get into turn-based battles and such as you go. You're managing not just their HP, which is the red bar that you can see there, but also their stress levels.
Yeah, which is the white dot bar sort of underneath there.
Yes, and the more stressed they are, the more likely that they are going to lose their mind, and they're not going to be able to.
God, that dude is just having bad luck today, huh?
It's bad. They're not, if they lose their mind, they're not going to be able to perform as well in battle, and also they're going to develop various quirks, and those quirks can have an adverse impact on gameplay as well.
They're all going to have adverse, and they're the worst. I mean, it's such a super cool mechanic. Like I've been waiting for another game to deal with stuff like this since Eternal Darkness.
Yeah,
there aren't a lot that have done it. So this is a battle. But as you saw while I was exploring, like whenever somebody stepped into a trap or anybody got kind of spooked out, maybe because that torch meter at the top is getting a bit too low, the little black symbol appears over their head, and that means that their sanity is sort of slipping away from them. What I really like is when their stress level reaches max, it's not guaranteed like disaster. There's no guarantee that they're gonna lose their mind and develop paranoia or some effect like that. Sometimes when like their mettle is tested, they'll sort of rise to the occasion. And
you can get bizarre quirks too. Like there's a ton of quirks in this game, and you can develop weird quirks where it's like there are certain characters who, if they have this quirk, they perform better when highly stressed out.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
So like you can have characters where it's like, no, I kind of want to keep this character stressed.
Yeah. Combat too is actually, it's really complex. I really like it. You can see every time I scroll over one of those abilities, it has a series of white dots that shows where in the 4-person position you have to be to use it, and then it shows red dots to say like these are the things you can affect with it. There's kind of a cool sort of roguelike thing going on where your characters are, I mean, it's less roguelike, I guess, and more I don't know what you'd call it, kind of like that XCOM Iron Man idea of your characters are going to die like a lot, because the game, which I'm amazed we've been going for a few minutes now and haven't said this, is really goddamn hard. Oh my god, it's so difficult.
Yeah, it's the type of game where they tell you right at the beginning. There's a message right at the start of the game that's like, listen, you're gonna die. You're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose like a lot. Yeah, the beginning of the game is especially kind of hard to spool up because between like dungeon dives, you can unlock these buildings in your town like headquarters where you can set characters to like relax and lower their stress levels and shed whatever adverse effects they may have picked up. But you don't have access to all of those. They're all at their lowest level. You can upgrade those buildings to like let more characters use them at one time and to like increase the effect of their relaxation. But yeah, you don't have that stuff at the beginning of the game, so it's kind of like a really steep climb to begin with, which I'm kind of into.
So that's another thing that the quirks can mess with too. Is it'll be like you can get quirks where it's like this person will only let off stress if you have them go pray.
Yeah.
This person will only let off stress if you have them go to the brothel.
My highwayman there, the guy second in the order, he's great. He can do area of effect sort of pistol shot. That's really helpful. He's a known cheater, is one of his quirks, which means he's not allowed to go to the gambling thing.
Yep.
He's not allowed to gamble as his trait. So these are the traits. You can see the good ones on the left and the bad ones on the right. Sometimes you'll find things in the dungeon that will add a trait to it.
So there you go.
Yeah, that
In
guy
town
will only
pray.
pray. That guy can. That guy is not allowed to gamble, but he has some pretty good perks. I like him a lot. You can get like multiple plague doctors or multiple highwaymen, but they may have different abilities. So my Vestal, who's supposed to be like the healing character, only has one healing ability. This is not a great Vestal. And that ability is like a really weak AoE heal that hasn't done a lot for me.
There's basically a wagon in town where that's constantly going to be refreshing with new heroes that you can like pull new heroes from, and yeah, it's just kind of randomized as far as I can tell what abilities you get with any new hero that you pick.
But you have to be really smart. This is one of those like great role-playing games where you can't ignore status effects and just try and Zerg rush your way through it. You have to. I have learned this the hard way. I had to basically restart my entire save, which I'll talk about in a bit. But I didn't use like the stuns and not taking.
Oh, stuns are so good.
They're what you need to do to like stay alive, because stuns can cancel an enemy's next turn. By doing that, you don't only negate damage, you negate like stress. You can see Daryl's about halfway to his breaking point, and I'm like 3 rooms into this dungeon. So like I need him to not get stressed out anymore. You really have to be super smart about it, because you also have to think about your placement too. You don't want to have to spend turns shuffling the order of your heroes just because one got bumped back. That's a really great thing where like if one of the negative effects somebody gets after they lose their mind is if they get scared, they'll like run to the back of the order, and that screws just everything up. It screws everything up. It's a real disaster.
I gotta say, one thing in that combat that people might have noticed is, so you've seen the dark halos going above people's heads when they get stressed. There's also that light halo. That's when they're losing stress, and that can come in various ways too. Like if they get a critical hit, then their stress goes down, which is kind of a cool idea.
Most
of
the time when they get a kill, their stress goes down too, which is sweet.
It's like, oh, I did really good there, so I'm less stressed.
So that's the basic concept. I'm going to fast forward a bit to when things are like getting super shitty. Okay, so as you can see, everyone's a little stressed out.
Why you gotta just chill out? Just calm down.
My highwayman there is paranoid, and that means he says real spooky shit. That's like his main negative is he says spooky shit all the time, like every one of us is gonna die. And when he says spooky shit like this, then it causes everybody to freak out. And then he hurt himself somehow, and he stressed out everybody else. That's like the worst chain reaction, because you get somebody else with paranoia, and they will just like ping each other back and forth and send your entire team like spiraling into madness. My highwayman is now at death's door, which means if he takes like 1 or 2 more hits, he's a dead man unless I can get a heal on him.
So that's one interesting thing is, obviously the game's really difficult, but they do have that little concession of you don't die immediately when your health is low.
Or else the game would be not fun to play, I don't think, because it happens constantly.
It has a cool mechanic called Death's Door, which is basically when your health gets down to 0, you have one other you get another turn to like heal up or try to survive.
Yeah, which I managed to do there. That's the one good thing about her AoE heal. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about is that first time I had to restart the game. I hadn't been playing that much, but I just lost like my entire party. And then, I don't know, like I didn't have like enough people to recruit from the wagon to like form a whole new party, and wasn't able to unlock any new buildings because you have to finish quests to unlock buildings. And I don't know, like the difficulty I think is really rewarding when you can pull it off. But no kidding, guys, like it makes starting the game really goddamn hard. And I think that's gonna scare like a lot of people off. I enjoy a good hard game. I didn't enjoy so much like feeling like, well, this save is just forfeit now. There's nothing I'm gonna do with this playthrough.
Yeah, and I think you're definitely right too that like it's the beginning is the hardest. Once you've established and once you have some buildings built up and you have like a group of recruits that you can pull through, so even if you lose someone, even if you lose a full party, it's not like completely game over.
There's also a great risk reward mechanic in the game's economy, because the whole time you're saving up gold, and you spend that gold on I don't know, I haven't unlocked like a blacksmith. I'm guessing you can buy new equipment for your guys, but But you can also spend it on like sundries before you go out on the adventure. So that could include food. You have to keep your party fed, or else they'll start hurting. Torches, which you have to keep your torch lit. The brighter your torch is, the easier the game is, but the less rewards you'll get. So another sort of risk-reward mechanic there. But you can also get things like shovels. So you can use shovels to like bash open obstacles. If you don't have the shovel, then everybody has to spend some time working on it, and their sanity meter like plummets. So like it depends on how much money you want to spend on preparation for all these things. Because if you're not well prepared, you might end up regretting it. Like, for instance, I don't have the skeleton key. I need to open that chest, so there's a good chance that the chest could be trapped, and I get, you know, poisoned or something like that, which can be, so bad. Well, I thought
it seems like things are going okay.
No, things are like wicked bad. I still have a lot of. Okay, so Renault's
You're almost all at max stress.
And now my highwayman's saying spooky shit again. Let's see what. Come on. Nope. So now he's paranoid. So now he's gonna start saying whack shit. Paranoia is great too. Yeah, paranoia is really great because it also means that when you try to give him commands, sometimes he just won't be super into him. Sometimes he'll think you're trying to hurt him. Sometimes when the healer tries to heal him, he'll think that she's trying to poison.
Here's the thing. Your highwayman's not wrong. Like there's a man inside his head trying to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
He's just fighting it.
Yeah. So yeah, this dungeon's getting pretty rough now. I might even fast forward because it actually goes from bad to worse again.
Like, how does it get worse than this?
Oh, let's find out. Okay, so I actually survived that last fight. Here I am in another fight.
And it looks like you're doing okay, shockingly.
I got two folks who are max stressed. Okay, now my plague doctor's at max stress. My healer actually passed the test. Now she's stalwart. Yeah, she just made everybody calm down a little bit because of how dope she is.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
And now Renaud didn't listen to my order, but that's fine because he killed that guy anyway. And I finished the dungeon. That was the last hallway. The next room's the exit room. As you can see, she takes 50% less stress damage for being stalwart. Awesome.
Yeah, look at that stress. Like, just dropped.
I know.
Just
She's
dropped.
the VIP. So let's get out of this dungeon and shit.
Oh my. That's a lot of spiders.
Something
things.
I learned is that the last room is not just an exit. Sometimes there can be spitters in there. And I hate those.
Yeah, I'm not a fan as well. One thing I'm going to say I like about this game also is one thing that's kind of cool about it with the level of challenge and everything is both your party and enemies, it's small numbers for HP.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like
I was
you're not
gonna
getting
say
into
that.
like hundreds or thousands, and I kind of like that. It makes every hit feel so much like worse when it's on you or better when it's on the enemy. Like everything feels like it matters.
Yeah, I mean, I always love when games do that. I hate to make, this is kind of a clumsy comparison, but like I think XCOM like kind of does that, right? Where it's like every single thing that happens to you that is bad in a big way. It also just makes like combat more exciting, I feel like, because the difference between a 5 and a 6 could be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Need my dude to stop yelling. Okay, so by yelling that dude marked himself, meaning everybody's going to focus their attacks on him. So thanks for the memories, Highwayman. But you're super dead. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Let's see what Daryl does.
You're so close, though.
Yeah, but now Daryl's super selfish.
Self-preservation is paramount.
Okay.
At any cost.
So now he is not going to do anything to benefit the party at large. He's just going to try and protect himself. That means he's going to try and tough himself.
ask for money? He's just asking for money?
Well, he might, like... I think he actually dips back to the back of the thing. If he has any self-boosting abilities, he's going to use that instead of attacking, which is super great, especially since... oh, man, just everything goes very, very bad here. Like, every single dungeon I've fought through has been a photo finish like slog. Like, not slog is not the right word, but like you make it to the end and it's just everyone is on death's door. I feel like I haven't found a good way to negate the sanity effects. Like, I can't seem to keep my team like chillaxed when they're in like the shit.
I don't understand what they're so stressed about. It's just giant spiders.
Yeah.
Oh, man, so you're gonna pull this off, right?
Yeah, I got this. Don't you worry about a thing.
It's just one spider.
But he doesn't. If Daryl hadn't moved back, Daryl could do his shit. But all of his attack abilities need him to be in the middle.
Buffed? You got a buff there.
And he's dead.
Oh no. Oh.
So like my dude who I was just talking about how much I liked him is a dead person. So once one of your party members dies, you can leave the dungeon.
Sure.
I don't know, it seems like a pretty high price, but here we are. So beat it. But at what cost? At what cost? Usually
I was worried you were gonna open that treasure and it was just gonna be another
full of more spiders. Yeah, so that's sort of the basic thing here. I've completed this quest, got a lot of gold and stuff, but I also got heirlooms, which let you upgrade your buildings back in town.
Yeah, those heirlooms are what you're going to be collecting to do building upgrades. You got a lot.
Yeah, I sure did. Well, I mean, that was kind of a long dungeon, and I stuck it out at the cost of one of my party members. A party member who I had leveled up. So cool.
Perfect.
And this is my beautiful estate. The Phil Kohler estate. I named it that.
Very familiar.
It would, like reinforce my team it would embolden them somehow. But yeah, each of these buildings has different things. So this is my stagecoach. I've got 3 potential heroes here. A couple of new ones that I haven't seen before. And as you can see, like those are sort of the skill breakdowns that they get.
There's a lot of different classes in the game already, and then I think there's still 1 or 2 that they said they haven't added yet since this is early access.
It's really tough. Like you can't load up your team. The skill system itself means you have to balance your team because you can't have just all barbarians because then everybody in the back won't be able to attack. You have to balance it out. But what I really like is it doesn't sort of fall into the archetypes that RPGs are usually known for, of just like the glass cannon wizard in the back row and the proud knight in the front. You get things like barbarians and plague doctors and all kinds of really cool stuff. I mean, I'm into the Lovecraftian sort of feel of the game too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I'm gonna pick up all these people, add them to my roster. I'm gonna actually let that plague doctor sit because I don't think I need 2 of them. And now I'm gonna see if I can make these people chill out. Reynald especially is freaked, so I'm gonna just let him pray here in the church. But what's that? Oh, the only prayer station is taken over by the caretaker, so he's just like sort of cold lamping there, and I can't chill out my Reynald. So everything just kind of sucks ass right now.
Yeah, this is terrible.
That was a really bad break. So now I just have to like let him stew. I can't really take him back into the dungeon, or else like he's still gonna be paranoid. Oh my god, this game is difficult. This is Darkest Dungeon. It'll break your heart. Your best friends will die. Or if they don't die, if they get injured somehow, there's nothing you can do to help them. It is a very bleak experience, and it's made me desperately sad.
I love it. Perfect.
But I also am super into it.